Imagine a time when aerodynamics were more art than science, drivers wore leather helmets, and safety regulations were more like polite suggestions. Welcome to the 1960 SA, wild, fuel-soaked era where legends like the Lola T70 and the Ford GT40 Mk IV battled for glory, and sometimes just survival. Today, we're pitting them head-to-head. First up, the Lola T70, the car that basically said, "Hey Americans, we can do big V8s too, but prettier." Built by British constructor Eric Broadley, the T70 wasn't just stunning, it was seriously fast. It looked like it was carved by the wind itself, low, wide, and dripping with that pure, unfiltered 60s race car sexiness. The T70 combined lightweight construction with the simple, undeniable logic of stick a massive Chevrolet V8 behind the driver and see what happens. Under the sleek fiberglass body lurked a 5.0 to 6.0-liter small block Chevy V8, with horsepower figures starting at around 425 horsepower and climbing higher depending on how crazy the team was feeling. With a curb weight barely over 1,800 pounds, the T70 could sprint like a greyhound with a jetpack. Top speed? A ferocious over 200 miles per hour. Handling? Precise. But remember, this was the 60s, so precision meant pray you don't oversteer into a hay bale at 150 miles per hour. The T70 wasn't just a looker either, it dominated in the Can-Am series and endurance racing. But Lola struggled with mechanical reliability during the long, brutal grinds like Le Mans, often leaving fans and drivers heartbroken. Still, there's no denying it, the Lola T70 was a perfect marriage of beauty, brains, and brutal V8 thunder. A racing car that looked like a Bond girl but punched like Mike Tyson. And now, America's muscle-bound reply. Ford GT40 Mk IV. You know the story. Ford wanted to buy Ferrari. Ferrari laughed in their face. Ford said, "Fine, we'll just destroy you at your favorite playground, Le Mans." Cue the GT40 program, an engineering saga full of money, madness, and moonshot ambition. By 1967, the GT40 had evolved into its final and most ferocious form. The Mk IV. Forget the polite British finesse of the Lola. The Mk IV was a sledgehammer in racing stripes. Under its slippery, NASA-influenced bodywork sat a 7.0-liter, 427 cubic inch, Ford V8, chucking out over 530 horsepower. That's not race car power, that's rip a hole in time and space power. And thanks to an aluminum honeycomb chassis, straight from aviation tech, it was lighter, stronger, and faster than its predecessors. The Mk IV could hit over 220 miles per hour on the Mulsanne Straight so fast that drivers swore the world blurred into watercolor paintings. But it wasn't just about speed, it was also about brutal endurance. In 1967, Dan Gurney and AJ Foyt drove the Mk IV to victory at Le Mans, leading almost the entire race, laughing in the face of mechanical failure, and even inventing the champagne-spraying celebration we know today. The Mk IV wasn't delicate, it wasn't polite. It was the equivalent of entering a knife fight wearing a steel exosuit-hand flamethrowers for arms. So, where do we land after this octane overdose? The Lola T70 is a masterpiece, a rolling sculpture with a heartbeat that sounds like a bar fight between dragsters. It's the car you dream about parking in a glass garage under perfect lighting, just so you can stare at it and sigh happily. But the Ford GT40 Mk IV, it's the real deal. The blooded, battered, victorious warrior. It wasn't built to look pretty, though it accidentally does. It was built to win, and it did rewriting racing history with brute force and Ford's bottomless wallet. Our winner, the Ford GT40 Mk IV. Not just because it conquered Le Mans, but because it captured the very soul of what racing should be: wild, dangerous, and unforgettable. Two legends, one epic showdown. Tell you, Team Lola or Team Ford? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell faster than a Ford 5.8 hitting redline.